Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Spicy Sunflower Tarot. Welcome to your monthly reading for the month of September. This is going to be a traditional monthly reading, Celtic cross spread. We're going to go over just your general overall reading for the sign of Sagittarius. And Sagittarius can be your sun, your moon, your rising. Maybe it is a Venus or a Mars placement. Wherever you have Sagittarius in your chart, this reading might apply. And maybe you have a Sagittarius that you're interested in and you want to watch for them. So cross watchers are welcome. We are officially in Virgo season, so welcome to that. Everybody keeping up with their health and their checklists and their money and their work life, all the good stuff. So tune into your intuition and we're going to jump right in. All of the decks that are used here in the reading are going to be listed in the description box below. If you're a first timer here, welcome for the sign of Sagittarius September monthly overview. The recent past energy for you, Sag, is the Ace of Vases, which is the Ace of Cups. So your recent past has some sort of an opening into love, into emotions, into your heart, as something new, something kind of sparked you and got you opened up. And this was the recent past. So that is always exciting. What about your current energy, wherever it is that you're currently at in your energy for September? What is that? It is the King of Cups. And this is the court card representing the sign of Scorpio. So this current energy for you has you being very masterful around your heart, very controlling about the way that you give and receive love, of your emotions in general. So the way that you are allowing love in, allowing love out, you're just being very much in control. The king is a master of this heart space, and however things are coming in or going out, it's very much up to you. That's your current energy for September. What is challenging that for you? Where are you feeling challenged in the month of September? The Queen of Swords. This is another court card. This is Libra. This has to do with the sign of Libra, and it is about balance. It's about fairness and equality, and more than anything, communicating, written, spoken, the way that you say your truth, speak your truth, the way that you use your voice, the way that you use your communications, however that is. That seems to be challenging you. There's some sort of maybe a block or a hold up or a hold back. Maybe you are thinking things, but you're not saying things. And especially where you're in this very calm, cool, collected King of Cups vibe, then what's challenging you is actually speaking up about that and saying how you feel about things. Queen of Swords really has more to do with the mind than the heart space. So there's really two conflicting, or sometimes it's heart over head. Here it's the head is getting in the way of the heart. What's on your mind? Two of Cups. So you started off with the recent past being the Ace of Cups, something new in your emotions, in your love, in your heart. And on your mind is companionship, soulmate, partner, someone to share the journey of the heart with you. So you're either looking for that, you're open to that, or if you did open your heart, in the recent past, then whoever it is that you opened your heart to, that's very much on your mind. And what is down in the maybe the unseen or the unknown, or just maybe you're not pulling it up to the surface? It's the Princess of Vases. There is a lot of cups, a lot of emotions going on for you in September. So Sagittarius, you are a fire sign at heart, but there is a lot of emotional energy showing up here in this reading. So the Princess of Aces is the Princess of Cups or the Prince of Cups. It can be the Page of Cups in a lot of decks. This is about a new love offer. It's very similar to the Ace of Cups or the Ace of Vases. It's very similar energy. So under the surface, you're thinking about either putting out that offer or receiving or accepting an offer. It can also have to do with an emotional conversation. So you're either stifling having that, or you want to have it but you're just not ready to have it. It's something under the surface here in the bottom of the spread. On your mind is a soulmate, companionship, partnership. Under the surface is wanting to have maybe a talk to deepen it, to take it to the next level, or even an apology. Wanting to say, I'm sorry, or can you please forgive me for what I said or what I did. It's something like that. In your near future, now there's a Two of Swords. This has to do with indecision, not being able to make up your mind about which way to go. Maybe are you deciding, whether to take this heart space feeling scenario into the next level, or should you call it quits and give up and walk away? It doesn't really feel like that to me. It feels like you are propelling yourself forward in the love and the heart. And maybe there's just some sort of, there's a decision to make and you're just not sure which way to go, up, down, right, left, two ways. This Two of Swords also has to do with willful blindness. So there's a choice that you have, but you're just not willing to see. So it kind of is like a standstill. What is your external energy? It's something outside of you that affects you in the month of September. It's the Six of Wands. This is very much your fire energy. This is victory and success. This is very much about celebrating and being celebrated. So somebody outside of you is a very passionate, driven, fiery person or energy. And they are winners. They're successful. They basically, you look at them, maybe it's a mentor of yours, but you see them as somebody that lives their passions, somebody that succeeds and gets what they want, and they're very driven. And maybe this is the person that you are in this emotional relationship or have your eye on or your heart set towards, but somebody really inspires you because of their success and their winning abilities in life. Your internal energy, how is it that you proceed internally? Six of Swords. It's more thought, more mental energy, and it has to do with needing a break, moving away, sailing away, getting to a calmer state of mind, really seeking peace more than anything. So maybe all these emotions just have you overwhelmed. Maybe there's a lack of fire in your life. There's a lot of cups here and it's just too much. And mentally, with this indecision in your near future, maybe you know that you just need to get in your boat and you need to sail away to calmer waters just so that you can think clearly. And that's never a bad thing, to be able to just detach for a bit to think. What is your hope and your fear, or your hopes and your fears? It's the Eight of Coins. This is work. This is, should you work? Should you not work? Are you going to be able to put your passions and your energy to good work? Are you going to be able to contribute to the world? This is you being a subject matter expert of some kind. And this is very much masterful energy, not only just being, somebody that can work, but somebody that excels at whatever they set their mind to. And this is a hope, and this is also a fear. So where I'm going is, it feels like there's a Sagittarius who knows that I really don't necessarily want to dive head first into that, because if I do, I know how I get. I get work focused. And maybe you're living a life right now where you're kind of, having a lot of free time and you really enjoy that. But if you dive into a career or a job, you know how you can be. So it's a hope and a fear that you'll be this masterful work, boss kind of energy. How about a potential future final outcome for the sign of Sagittarius? Potential future outcome, the Knight of Vases, lots of cups. And this one is very beautiful. This is very romantic. This is very thoughtful and kind and pursue. It's a mover of their heart. They don't move very fast, but they have their sights set on somebody. So you probably have your sights set on a person or some sort of a situation that you're very emotional about. And as the future outcome, it just says that in the month of September, you're on the move towards being aware and listening to your heart. And as you listen to your heart, you understand how to take action on that heart energy, that emotional heart space. So you're moving towards romance and love. We're going to bring out a clarification of all the cards. I'm going to use this second deck. Let me just give it a little bit of a warm-up shuffle. And we're going to jump in for the sign of Sagittarius. Let's go back to the Ace of Cups, back to the recent past. And let's find out a little bit more about that Ace of Cups. What can we learn about that? The Empress. Yeah, there was a very feminine, beautiful energy that you were opening your heart towards this kind of mother energy, somebody that you saw as like a divine female, a divine feminine. Empress energy is the embodiment of all four queens. So it was somebody that you really were impressed by, the Empress. You opened your heart to this beautiful feminine energy. Tell me about the King of Vases, the King of Cups, and the current energy for Sagittarius. Tell me about that King of Cups, Seven of Pentacles. That element where I was mentioning King of Cups is the masterful, in charge, kind of masculine energy of the heart space, very calm and cool and collected. And go ahead and add patient to that as well. So King of Cups is just, I always get the image of like, I don't know, a Buddhist monk, like just in lotus posture and just calm and cool. And like, I'm a loving, open hearted being, but I'm very patient. Seven of Pentacles. I'm not in any kind of hurry. If love is coming to me, I accept it. If love is going away from me, I accept it. I feel my feelings, but I'm also not holding on to anything. The best way to love anything is with an open hand, not a clenched fist. So that is the vibe I'm picking up for you, Sagittarius, your current energy. And then clarify, please, the Queen of Swords. Tell me more about that Queen of Swords. What is that here for? Tower. So your ability to speak your truth, to share your thoughts and your feelings vocally or in writing, that was kind of hindered, and that's a challenge in the month of September. It feels like you're holding back for some reason about really speaking out about how you process things mentally, cerebral. And it has to do with something that just shocked you. You weren't expecting it. You weren't expecting the turn of events. You weren't expecting the conversation. It was kind of sprung upon you and you just weren't ready. Tower is just really unexpected. You just didn't plan for it. And so you could have just been a little, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to talk about here. I feel kind of tongue-tied is what it's coming out as. Tell me about the Two of Cups on your mind, that beautiful soulmate, bonded union feeling. Tell me about that Two of Cups. Temperance. This is your energy, Sagittarius. It's a major arcana and it has to do with moderation. So you do want, and maybe you have, this beautiful soulmate relationship, very partnership oriented, but it's very important to you that this relationship bring balance and moderation. It's not too extreme in any way, shape, or form. It's got a little bit of everything, and that's the way that you want it. You want freedom and you want passion and desire and can't get enough of each other. But I also want freedom, but I also want that. So it's very much we have to balance how we feel about each other and get on the same page. Tell me about the Princess of Vases, the Page of Cups, essentially. Tell me about that sweet little energy down here in the bottom. It's the Eight of Wands. So you know how I was saying that can always indicate a conversation about, let's get something started, let's get something going, let's move towards one another. Eight of Wands, it could happen very fast. So even though it's down in the bottom of your spread, energy that might not be coming to the surface just yet, boy, when it does, it's going to move at the speed of light. So there might be the concept of, I want to have this romantic conversation, this emotional communication, and when I'm ready to have it, boom, it's going to happen. I'm going to say, we need to talk. And you have this challenge with the Queen of Swords of, it might not be easy for you, but maybe somebody's going to spring it on you. And then you've got some indecision, whether or not it's the result of the conversation or the soul bonded relationship or not. What is the Two of Swords here for? The Ace of Pentacles. This is about a renewal. This is a renewal of physical energy, something to do with your groundedness, your solidarity, your bank account, your home, your job. It's let's get this renewed. It's an Ace of Pentacles, and that could very well be why mentally in your mind you're struggling with which way to go. Do you want status quo? Do you want comfort zone? Or do you want to renew these feelings of obligation and relationship and this firm foundation? There's a little bit of a state of indecision. Remember, that can also be willful blindness. Tell me about Six of Wands external energy. It's the Hanged Man, and this is a major arcana representing the sign of Pisces, and it has to do with willful surrender. Just hanging upside down, getting a new perspective on things. And this person is a very thought-oriented person. They give a lot of credence to their emotions and their feelings, and they have a really cool way of seeing things from a new perspective. And remember, I said I think this could be like a mentor or somebody that's a very close friend or maybe even a family member, but you really value the fact that they are able to see things from a whole new perspective. You come to them with your situation and they replay it to you with a little bit of a shift in your ability to see things now from a new angle. And that's really valuable. Tell me about your energy, Six of Swords, where Sagittarius, in the month of September, you just really want to gain peace and clarity. And it's a Six of Swords, clarifying the Six of Swords. So that really drives that point home. You really want to have a mental peace. You want to have mental clarity, calmness, peace of mind. You want to achieve that ultimately in the month of September. And tell me about the hopes and the fears. Really, it's coming down to something to do with a job. There's a hope around that, and there's a fear around that. The Chariot. You're really going to move on whichever way you go. If you decide, I don't want a job, then the movement will be towards your freedom and your ability to just have free time and do whatever it is you want to do. Or you're going to move towards gaining that career and going for it. The Chariot indicates movement. And this is a hope and a fear, something to do with your masterful energy. And it's either you're going to move towards that or move towards that. And there's two ways to go. The Knight of Vases as the final outcome. Tell me more about that. This romance, love, passion, moving towards it. Four of Pentacles. Definitely in that romantic energy, in moving towards your love and your romance heart space, but you're doing your best to protect your heart. You have a little bit of hold back energy. You want to move towards love and romance and be, kind of a Casanova type, male or female, but you're protecting your heart. That is for sure. Four of Pentacles is you're using your physical stability and you're just holding something over your heart. It's either your freedom, your job, your hobbies. Something protects you from giving all your heart. You are a romance person, but you're also protecting your heart. So all of this romance, love, emotional energy, it's really beautiful. But I guess at the end of the day, you do still have one little area of your heart that you kind of hold back from sharing all of it with somebody or some relationship or something that you've got going on in your life in September. I'm going to give you an oracle card, and these are the whispers of Lord Ganesha. So let's see what we can share as a theme for the month of September for the sign of Sagittarius. What can we share? It says concentration. And this is card number 9. The number 9 in numerology has to do with completion, conclusions, compassion, and let's add concentration. This is really beautiful. Look at Lord Ganesha there, focusing, very Virgo-like energy, concentrating. What do we have to do today? What is our checklist? Let's concentrate, let's focus, let's get clarity on something. That's really cool. I love this for you, Sagittarius. Please remember that you can find Spicy Sunflower Tarot on TikTok and on YouTube. And your likes and your follows, subscribes, and shares are very appreciated. I do want to thank you again for being a part of the channel. Be blessed, be well, and we'll see you next week for your weekly reading.